So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Love Italian dishes. We're testing out make bread so far. I burnt it, so no garlic bread. No, not the garlic bread. Oh no. You should try eggplant parmesan sometime. I tried it before, and if you haven't tried it, then you might not think much of it, but the one that I had was really, really, really good. It was a really crazy surprise for how good it was. Sorcerer might go buy some while I'm cooking. Hey, Sorcerer there to save the day. Lana? Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. Yeah, you might you're gonna want to find a good recipe for it as well. But yeah, granted, where I got mine was not homemade, so it might be a hard dish to make at home, but I don't know. But the one I had was super, super, super good. We just finished already, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? Actually, let me look up something real quick. So, the adventuring. The place that I actually got the eggplant parmesan, which I think you should definitely go try, especially if you like Italian, is a place called Buca di Beppo. And, yeah, it was super, super good. Let me spell that for you. So if you have any of those around you adventuring, that's where I got my eggplant parmesan, and it was amazing. It was so good. If you need inspiration. It says Mr. Wright suspects the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Interesting! So, that means she didn't conspire with Marshall. If she doesn't know what happened, then that means my theory is not correct. I don't know that. That kind of tore that theory apart, at least in that respect. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. It belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Interesting. Yeah, that's, alright. I guess we're gonna find out more with this case. Hey, little bit! Ready to flip all the tables! I think the judge will find you in contempt. Yes! Little bit. You need to try eggplant parmesan from Buca di Beppo.
Nani the fuck?
Yes, yes. I know it sounds like nonsense, but that is Astoria's recommendation of the day. So, a little bit, that is your homework. You are to Google hey, salty. Sounds gross. Just have a chicken parm. That's what you'd think. You know, the first time that I tried it, well, I wasn't expecting much. But I had it, and it was really good. It was really freaking good. You would think, but you need to give it a try. This place does it incredibly so. Like they know what they're doing. I promise you, it's gonna taste better than what it sounds like. But yeah, a little bit. That is your homework. Find a Buca di Beppo and get. Well, I won't force you to buy an eggplant parmesan. However, I will strongly encourage you, as part of your homework, to buy an eggplant parmesan. I'm kind of allergic to eggplant. Okay, well, no eggplant parmesan for Salty. Salty is exempt. He's gonna do it. Can't keep it down. Okay, I don't know if you're being sarcastic in that you just don't like how eggplant tastes, or you actually do have an allergic reaction. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Well, if we're to believe, Lunch Mommy, it didn't appear there. She saw a murder occur there. Which, I don't think the murder happened there, still. My stomach gets irritated and inflamed after eating it. Oh, dang. Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty good reason not to eat it then. Wow, this is one messed up trial. It's messed up because there's pieces of it we don't understand, Felix. That's what this means. Risk it for lunch, mommy. Salty, that's the $1,000,000 question. If lunch mommy offered you an eggplant parmesan, would you risk it all for lunch mommy? One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal it to them. Now, that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? I gotta give it to this case. The people that made this case are keeping me on my toes guessing. This double location thing is really stumping me. Well, parts of it are really stumping me. There's some things I'm sure I'm right on, some things I have predicted, but we're pretty far into this case and there's still some major things that just don't make sense to me. Listen here, my mom has been trying to get me to eat eggplant for years. That's gonna be a hard no from me. Little bit! You don't know what you're missing! On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? That's the poor police officer that I'm 99% sure did not do it. Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. This is a really weird case because he's not even on trial for the murder that we're discussing. But last case, we linked the two murders together. Which I guess, in real life, you still wouldn't really combine them into one court hearing. Or one court case, I should say. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. Don't tell him that. You just don't want to admit to murder. Well, I mean, what does Phoenix care? That's not Phoenix's client anyway. It doesn't matter. It actually would be better for Meekins to be the murderer. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like... Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. Can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. This ought to be something. Crime report, sir. Although it is not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. I mean, we already know there's so many issues with his testimony just from talking to him and what we know about the case. First of all, the body wasn't found there. So, where's the body? Like there's still that $1,000,000 question. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. I came to let everyone know all of y'all are late. I was first. Yes, adventuring was here first, and by Little Bit's logic, everybody else is late. So thank you, adventuring, for coming back in, using your precious daily time to come back into my chat and tell everybody that they are late. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Little Bit has something to say about that. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. Anyone after me is late. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Well, wait. I know I have honorary VIP status. Did I give you honorary VIP status? Listen here, you banana eater. Uh-oh, we're devolving into insults now. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes. Now there's a scary thought. That's you'd be a terrible person for that. Oh, we've got a poll. Who's a real banana eater? Little bit or a little bit? Alright. Mariawi, can you create that poll for me? I don't imagine Little Bit is going to want to willingly create that poll. I know. That's why I didn't even ask you. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger stir. The Blue Badger? Hey, Sorcerer! Welcome in! Let me see if I can just do the poll. Mariawi? Is Mariawi in the chat? Slap adventuring. How are you doing, Sorcerer? There we go. Alright. So we have two options in the poll. We have lowercase Little Bit and all caps Little Bit. Who will win? I'm listening to you on Eddie's adventuring phone. I'm back with the garlic bread. I heard about the notorious garlic bread. You saved the day, Sorcerer. So, go smack him with a banana peel for me. A little bit. You'll have to get another banana peel hitman, I guess. Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. Here we go. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. Hey! Thanks for the bits, adventuring. Alright, Salty. I'll take a drink. Thanks for the hydrate. Back to lurking. Love you all. Love you too, adventuring. Good luck with the cooking and the lurking. And your new lease on garlic bread. Chicken parm. Everybody in this chicken parm. Everybody's talking about chicken parm. I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Hey, a little bit. Wait. Hold on. It says adventuring did that, but I see Little Bit's name. What's happening? Little Bit cool too. Little Bit is... I'm confused. I don't understand. I feel lost. His first set of bits, he said, I'm first. Don't ask me. Little Bit is cool too. Little Bit is cool too. It's okay. So I guess, Little Bit, you have 1 bit in relation to Adventuring's 100 bits. I don't know how that makes you feel, Little Bit, but I have 101 bits. So I beat both of you. Take that up with Adventuring. I don't know. I don't know if that's an insult. I mean, you did kind of say that. Well, now okay, you are now hoping that he slips on a banana peel, and we're also trying to set up Imp to hit him with a banana peel. So, you know, honestly, I'm not surprised that things turned out this way. I'm not stepping in between this spat. I did buy bananas though, so we will see how the night goes. Alright, so it's not too late, Little Bit. There still might be some banana peel slapping that occurs today. Watch yourself, Adventuring. There might be a banana peel assassin heading your way. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. There's a chance I can sway Sorcerer to my side. Roll a... do a persuasion roll for me a little bit. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I have not been following this at all, because I'm reading this chat. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Well, we asked him about this paper, and he said he didn't know what that was. That's why I was confused as to how he got in, because he was confused when I showed him the paper. The game just didn't want us to... to know this at that point then, I guess. There it is! There it is! I found it! This one right here. Could you please read us the number? Little bit is giving everybody a virus. Don't click it. Oh, I'm sorry. Mary Owie is giving everybody a virus. Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Well, I would love to be able to see most of this, except the text box is in the way. It's for rolling for persuasion. Ah. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. And that's when he came in contact with Bruce and allegedly was attacked and went unconscious. I see. So it was during that second time when... Now hold on a second. Now that we know that... This. Oh, it's not filling in his name? Alright. So this pretty much tells me a lot of stuff. So this was Meekins, right here. These two, even though it's not updating it. I don't know why.
Don't shush your old Uncle Waldo. Why, you'll wake up the whole neighborhood.
Neighborhood. Does anybody know where that's from? Oh, I love that. Little bit does, yes! Alright, hold up. I gotta play it again. Now that somebody has played it once, I can play it again. I don't want to play these because I want people to experience them for themselves.
Don't shush your old Uncle Waldo. Why, you'll wake up the whole neighborhood.
Yes, it's the old Uncle Waldo, the drunk goose. Oh, I was so happy that I found that. I love it. One of my favorite classic Disney movies, The Aristocats. Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Alright, now it updated. I completely lost my train of thought with that. Hold up, I gotta go back in, because that freaking Uncle Waldo. I love Aristocats. I had a cat named Toulouse. Hey, Bean Tongue, welcome in! Long time no see, at least in my stream. How's it going? How you doing? It's the mighty, elusive Bean Tongue. He's not paying attention that I said that, though, so delete the post. Alright, anyway, what I was saying. This is the murderer. This is the murderer right here. I'm sure of it. Because I know it's not Miles. Bruce couldn't have killed himself, and I'm sure it's not Meekins. So this is our killer right here. This is the killer. This is the guy responsible for all this. I'm eating yogurt with shoes and no socks. Oh, Bean Tongue. Either put some socks on or take the shoes off. You can't just eat yogurt with shoes, with just shoes on. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed a man by his collar. Oh my gosh, what's chat saying? I'm not used to mod privileges, I'm trying. You're good at processing up. To get him to stream soon, and then the banana peel. Then the banana peel! He'll never see it coming. Let's go! That'll make me so happy. When do they kiss? That is the DLC, Bean Tongue, that only released in Japan. So, unfortunately, we will not be privy to that moment. That touching moment. If y'all show, I promise I will throw a banana IRL on stream. What's the next stream? What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Great. You know, I believe that. I believe that your eyes absolutely did close, but I'm not sure if it was exactly like a man, as you say. When does Phoenix marry Miles? So that is also in the Japan only DLC, Bean Tongue. They like to gatekeep a bunch of stuff over there. I think. Then I'll make him stream this Sunday if you want. Let's see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. Yes, we can. Meekins is on the case. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? Well, I mean, okay, well, first of all, Meekins did not, no part of his testimony indicates he killed Goodman. Like, there's nothing that he says that implied that he killed him. He's got a point. But yeah, and second of all, that's what I think. I don't think that that was good. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. They sent you a VHS to your jail cell? Why? So you can watch it and look at and reflect on all the bad you did? The heck? Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection!
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. Yeah, that would be a huge mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Poor Meekins. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Let's see. Oh, please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me. Video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Alright, let's see. Let's see what's on this tape. Oh, perfect. What was that thing that fell out? I like how it just obscures the face. Convenient censoring. Ow. Okay, so what happens to the body? We should be able to see, right? Where did he go? What? Is there a way he could have slipped behind the camera? What? What in the world? That's even more confusing. Edgeworth's not happy. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video. Video from the security camera placed in the evidence room. Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone, and we could not see his face. Conveniently so. In the evidence room, and some sort of activity took place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video.
No way! Somebody just touched my butt!
Hey, Mosho! What an entrance! Mosho gets angry again. How are you doing, Mosho? I know, scandalous. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. That's true. That's true. I hadn't considered that. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Man. My ears are bleeding, thanks. Hey, Cypher, welcome in. Why are your ears bleeding? Why are your ears bleeding? What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a finger-activated lock. Oh, just... I know. Freaking Meekins. I like Meekins, though. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have that's a translation error. Oh no, I'm just reading it wrong. Would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. There's just so many things that don't make any sense, and I just can't put my finger on it. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter? The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Phoenix is just so snarky. Sometimes. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. That's pretty confident, Meekins. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Wait a second. Why is it highlighting these words? That's important. Was he wearing like a face mask or something? Was his face obscured? Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. But why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please, be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir! You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. About those lockers. Is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. What, are you admitting to something, Meekins? Are you admitting to something here? They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kinds of methods he's tried. Who knows, Phoenix? If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Unless he had Goodman's finger. That's a grisly thought. Like he cut off Goodman's finger or something. Which there's nothing like that in the autopsy, that he was missing a finger. There is so much evidence in this case. I did not realize it. That's a lot. Okay. Exactly my point, sir. And this too. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So, going over what we know, there has to be a way, in order for my theory to be correct, that it wasn't Meekins who killed Bruce. There has to be a way that this right here is not Bruce Goodman. Because that would mean that whoever this is, who obviously is relevant, who we don't know who it is, would have come into there. No, but then how would Bruce end up in there if there's no record of his? 420 blazing. That's right. There was no body found. I really want to figure this out. Maybe I'm going at this the wrong angle. Did we identify that the blood at the crime scene belonged to Bruce Goodman? Even so, what if he didn't die there? What if he didn't die in the evidence room? Evidence just seems to point to the fact that he didn't die there. There's no body. But I also wonder why we don't see him leaving the evidence room. He just disappears. I'm gonna watch this again. Wait a second. I just thought of something. And he just disappears. I don't know where, unless he ducked under the camera. So one thing I noticed watching it again, we don't actually see him using his finger to access the locker. It could have been open already. And if that's the case, he could have gotten into that locker without a fingerprint. And that ID, he could have taken it from the real Bruce Goodman. Maybe Bruce Goodman was dead before we're even seeing this tape. That would make sense from at least the way that I'm understanding things. Bruce Goodman was dead before this happened. If that's not Bruce Goodman, which I don't think it is. I think there's too many things pointing to the fact that we can't confirm that's Bruce Goodman. I think the fingerprint thing is exactly how I said it is. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you're the one being examined. Yeah, you're gonna say something. Now's the time. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Yeah, there's a problem. I'm gonna save, though. I think it's exactly what I said. I bet it is. That's the only thing I can think of that's gonna keep this going. We don't actually see him using his fingerprint to get the locker open. And that's what this entire thing hinges on. Meekins can't confirm his facial identity. We can't confirm his facial identity. That's the only thing. Regarding the video contained on this tape. There is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that... Yep, the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. Well, I would hope so, if we're gonna claim there's a contradiction. He would want me to point it out. Thanks, Mosho. Courage. I loved Courage, the Cowardly Dog. That was one of my favorite TV shows. I know. He's so good. I don't think he was as popular as a lot of other shows, which is a shame. Most people know Courage from that one creepy episode of the ghost that kept saying "Return the slab." And then when they did Courage and Scooby together. I don't know if I saw that little bit. I'm gonna have to look into that. Courage was amazing. I love that one. Oh my gosh, Courage is so great. I love that show so much. But that sound blurb doubles as a jump scare. As well. Alongside the other one that is in there. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. Return the slab. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction that you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. So, yeah, that's one thing. I'm not sure if what I'm suggesting is a contradiction, but it's a problem. It's the first time I've ever had to do that. I mean, there's several problems, but I don't know how I'm pointing that out. Does it have to do with this thing? This freaking thing? Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Wait a second. Hold on. There's so many things I need to just look at. 4 p.m. So this is 2:21. 12. 5. This is 5:15. The autopsy says died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So I guess that makes sense. But it's phrased as though the incident happened at 4 and death was not instantaneous. Oh my goodness, okay. I don't know if that's something we need to be concerned with right now, but let's see. Let's look at this. Okay. Yeah, there's a sizable amount of blood there. I just don't know where he could have gone unless he went behind the camera. That has to be where he went. Alright, let's just keep going. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. I'm gonna try. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. Well, don't watch it then, Meekins. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Good? Alright, that's pause. We can view the court record from here. Wait a second. Oh, this! I was right! I just forgot all about this light. If the locker is open, this light will be on. I forgot all about that from last time. I'm playing these in weekly intervals, so I forget some of these things. This is it, though. This is it. This proved that the locker was open.
Take that!
The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. I am happy with myself on thinking of that suggestion, despite completely forgetting about what I was told about the lockers. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. Why are we hearing the Blue Badger music? When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint, if it's a match. The light turns on, and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Something seriously wrong indeed. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. I mean, we could have just showed it at the first cycle, but... Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. I love the use of 3D in this video. I know, this case did a lot of new stuff. The introduction of the video and, for one thing. And then the 3D evidence inspection. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert at Missed? That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. That is a sophisticated system. That is extremely sophisticated. Oh, well, just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? It broke, but not broke enough to tell us it broke. Your Honor, it was broke, but not broke enough to tell us it broke. That's how I read that. That's the way I read that, Mojo. Me, Your Honor? I mean, this is kind of outside Phoenix's, like, territory. How is he supposed to know this kind of technical detail of how this could have happened? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. Yeah, that's what I was saying. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor. Wait a second. The paper that fell out, was that what was stopping it from reading it correctly? I was wondering about that paper, and with them saying this, was that what was happening? There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out something. Alright, let's go to that point where something falls out. Oh, that was a glove! I thought that was paper. Hold up. All this time, I thought that was paper. Alright, enough playing around. Alright, I need a pause. There, okay. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. And we gotta go all the way back up to it again. Let's go, fake Bruce Goodman. Let's go. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. That's your experience, Meekins. Maybe you should open things better. I often fall out and roll. Yeah. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Let's watch this again. For the third time. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. I can only imagine what Meekins' life is like. It must just be chaos. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Well, lucky for us, we've got the exact thing in our port record. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But, sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well, will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? It's this. Extremely thin rubber glove. I don't even know if we inspected this. Still 9/11. You know, I never did care for the word tab.
Objection!
Oh my gosh, a little bit. That scared me a little bit. Thanks for the objection. What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag? Is that a word? Excellent. Do you challenge me? What, are we playing a word game now? Alright. Alright. Yes, excellent, a little bit. Oops, nope, don't want to do that. We can't really do anything with this. I really need to inspect this stuff better. Okay, a little bit. Thanks for the lurk. I didn't even inspect this. I keep forgetting to freaking do this. Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here. It looks like blood. You think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months. Maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. What a creepy looking vase. Like, is it just me? Does anybody else think this vase is creepy? It's like, it's hollow at the bottom? We can inspect it too. Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? It's a commentary on life, Phoenix. At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? That's interesting. I like how I can just look at this very blue locker. That's very helpful. Alright, I think everything else we've already inspected? Did I inspect this? Tag says AI 16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? Watch, it actually is going to be that now. Now that they said that, that's what it's going to be. This is going to be the final clue that breaks the case. Alright, now I think we've caught up to everything. Alright, let's get moving. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. This lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Triumphant music. Well, I wouldn't say it's triumphant. I don't know how I describe this music. So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? I mean, we definitely can't prove that it was, if anything. That's the real thing. We can't prove that this was Goodman. Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer this more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir. Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? It sure seems like it. Very well, begin your testimony. Alright. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. Yeah, I figured he was gonna say this. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. But that's the thing, it could have been stolen. An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. Yes, we've presented this already. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Interesting. So that's what SL9 was. A violent crime against a police officer. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right. I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Well, you do have another hand, bitches. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Yeah. Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuffs, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Wait a second! Oh, I just made a connection. I just made a connection. This was Goodman writing a lost item report. He lost his ID, which is why he couldn't put in the whole ID number. This was Bruce Goodman, and he lost his ID. It was stolen from him. Now it makes sense. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just out of the blue I made that connection. That's why he couldn't finish writing his ID. He forgot it. He didn't have it memorized. But that would mean that Goodman was alive at that point. Interesting. That is so confusing, though. When did he die? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. It said the door closing. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. I'm sure that's what happened, though. I'm sure of it. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. That prosecutor again. Maybe he's behind all this. Bring a prosecutor and hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Don't stare at him. You got the wrong guy, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. But maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Alright. Alright, let's think about this. Oh! Wait. The problem is the ID itself also. I forgot. We found this at the other crime scene. That's so confusing. So how did he get in? Oh my gosh, this case is crazy. But yeah, this ID card was found 30 minutes away, and if this crime occurred simultaneously with the other one, this ID couldn't have been there. What does that mean, though? Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Yeah, he's bringing out the lost items report. A lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. I want to just think about what this means. So now, what does this mean? Okay, no, actually, let's just see where he goes with this. It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. Okay, so he's talking about this. I'm talking about something else. How this could even be possible. But let's go on this real quick. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. Yeah, I've been suspicious about this murder happening in the evidence room the entire time. It doesn't make sense. And we didn't really figure out whose blood that belonged to on the floor there. But I'm assuming that was Meekins. That was Meekins' blood. Because that's where the struggle occurred. And he clearly has an injury. So, we're now left to answer the question where the real murder occurred. But the other thing is, how did this person get access to the evidence room without the key card that was found in the prosecutor's office? In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. And, you know, that would make sense because there wasn't a body found. I just don't know where it went. That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Oh, I see where Edgeworth is going with this. It all goes back to exactly what I said before. The fact that Meekins was potentially the murderer was good for Phoenix's case. But now that it's looking less like a murder occurred there, and that it was much less Goodman that was even there, it's back to Lana being the primary suspect, our client. And I think Phoenix just realized that, just as I did. So now Lana is back in the hot seat. But the question still remains where the murder took place. It's looking like it was the prosecutor's office. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. He's about to say exactly what I just said. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place. Also, now that it's paused there, I'm looking at this knife. Is that Edgeworth's knife? Well, now I gotta check. Now I gotta check. Oh, I can't check. Alright, we'll wait on that. At the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location. The underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness? Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. That's really damning. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get out of this mess? We have to say something.
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing, and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. I didn't realize he had blood on his coat either. Which, I don't remember seeing blood on the coat of the picture of Goodman. That we still don't have in the court record. The one that, Lunch Mommy presented. I don't remember seeing blood there. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just being my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. I'm gonna take a guess. And I'm gonna say that this right here, I might have already said this last stream, I don't remember. But this right here is Marshall. This is Marshall. He was there already. But where could he have been hiding? Could he have been hiding? If so, why? The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright, this person whom you would have testified. What is his or her name? Obviously, Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Oh, we're not at a to be continued yet. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. That seems weird that she would say that, though. Like, she expected me to know the truth, and the truth ties into Jake Marshall specifically. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Well, a little bit, but you know what? Sure. Sure, Gumshoe. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Yeah, let's figure out what he needs. You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! 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 I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh! Oh ho ho! Ho 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 ho! You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. That's forgery! That sounds illegal! My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Okay. Let's figure out what happened in this case. That's kind of like another big question mark here. Clearly it's relevant, especially now. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark killings, solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I've brought all your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... Oh, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark? No. No, Lana! That's over with! Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Why is Emma's name there? Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. To be continued.